Hi, my name's Chris and I work at Bluegrass Green Source. If you're stuck at home right now during the pandemic, I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things that you can do in 45 minutes to an hour to make your home more energy efficient.
With an investment of $45 to $50 or less, you can make simple changes to your lighting, water faucets, air sealing, and plugins that will save you far more money over the life of the products.
One easy way to save money on your heating or electric bills is just by adding aerators to your water faucets. These little things add air to the water stream, which makes the water pressure feel better in some cases, or roughly the same as what it feels like now, but it actually uses less water. And the less hot water you're using, the more money you're saving on your utility bill, whether it's gas or electric heated. This is the smallest one here, is for a bathroom sink or like a little washroom sink. This large one here is obviously it's a shower head. It's for your bathroom shower. And this one here, this nice guy with the swivel head, this is for a kitchen sink. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is loosen this here. Most sinks have this kind of filtration thing that attaches to the main part of the sink. If you haven't taken it off in a while, you might need a wrench or a pair of pliers to get it loose, but once you get it loose, it should come right out. So you're basically just gonna unscrew that. You can see that's the old screen, it's got a bunch of gunk in it anyway. We're gonna take that one off, and we're just gonna screw this one right on. The nice thing about this one is that it has a swivel head. So if you live in a house like us, where your sprayer doesn't work, it's nice to have this little bit of extra functionality. So one of the great ways that you can save money in your home, it's super easy, is by switching your incandescent bulbs to LED bulbs. An incandescent bulb like the one in this lamp was using about 60 watts an hour, while this bulb that's an equivalent will use just 9 watts an hour. So that's a huge difference. These bulbs also last a lot longer. An incandescent, depending on how much you use the bulb, will last 6 months to a year, maybe a little bit longer. But these bulbs here will last sometimes up to 20 years or more. These bulbs are a little bit more expensive, but over the life of this bulb, you're gonna save up to $140 or more compared to an incandescent bulb. One of the easiest ways that you can save money in your home is to look around outer walls and look for gaps like you see here on this crack. Anywhere where air from the outside of the house can penetrate to the inside of the house. This is a really obvious one. This is their old metal windows on an old brick house, and so you can see where they've cracked, and you can even see where they've been caulked before. If you live in a newer home where you don't have cracks that are this big, sometimes you can actually feel, especially in the wintertime, where the cold air is coming in. If you can't feel where the cold air is coming in, but you know that it is coming in, you can sometimes look for cobwebs. Any place where you see dust or cobwebs, that usually means that air is getting into the building. So we're gonna show you how to caulk a seam like this and help air seal your windows. So in order to seal that gap up in the window, we're gonna use this caulk. This is a clear windows, doors, interior caulk. If you're trying to air seal from the outside of your house, you're gonna wanna look for a material that's made for the exterior, for the outside of your home, but this is an interior caulk. This caulk will come out white and it will dry clear. So you should be able to paint over it if you're doing that. I'm not going to be repainting our windows, but if I were, I would wait until I did the air sealing before I repainted the windows. So in order to caulk this, I have a pretty big gap there, so I want a bigger bead of caulk coming out of the tube. So basically when you cut this open, the further down you move like this, the bigger the bead is gonna be. If you want it to be a really small bead, you're gonna cut it closer to the end here. So we want a decent sized bead, so we're gonna cut it right here about the middle. And all of these tubes of caulk have a piece of foil inside of here that keeps this from going dry. So we need to get something long and pointy to stick down in here and pierce that foil. I'm gonna bring that out like this. And then we're gonna put this into our caulk gun. This is a very basic caulk gun. No extra bells or whistles about this one. But if you've never done this before, all you do is pull this back. You're gonna stick the end of the caulk tube in here like that. And you're gonna squeeze this trigger, and you can already see that the caulk is starting to come up like that. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna want to wipe down the surface and make sure that any debris or dust or dirt is out of the way. And then once you've wiped that down and cleaned that up a little bit, you're gonna wanna either let that dry, get a paper towel and wipe that down. Make sure it's nice and clean and dry. The nice thing about this caulk as well is that if you get it on your fingers, on your clothes, it cleans up with soap and water. Should be non-toxic. So we're gonna take it at the beginning of where we wanna put it. Get that little piece out of there. And we're just gonna press the trigger till it starts to come out, and then pull it across the tube like this. So you can see, even though it's a big bead, you can see that we really needed that to have it fill up this crack. Alright, so once we've done that, we're just going to take our finger along the edge and just kind of gently press and push it in there. Because this is kind of a deep one, I'm going to go back over it. May have to do this a couple of times to make sure this one is fully sealed. Again, this comes out white, but when it dries, it's going to dry clear, and you can't even feel any of the air coming through there now. So I hope you've learned a few things today, maybe things that you knew, things you didn't know. All in all, the things that we showed you today would take somewhere between 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and again, depending on which of the things you purchased, would cost you somewhere between $35 to $55 total, and would save you a lot of money over the lifetime of it. If you're sitting around the house, you're looking for something to do, you want to save a little money on your utility bills, there's some great places to start. Thanks for watching, and I hope you stay safe and stay healthy.